Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tres Jolie channel, or my channel. I am here with the September Mixed Media Kit, and it has, as your get you going piece, this beautiful rustic birdcage, and it's flat backed, so you can just set it on a shelf up against a wall, hang it up. It's great. It also comes with the little rust bird to go with it, and those are going to be the project I'm working on right now, is around that main piece. And then you have a couple of Prima flower packs. There's this vine, which is pretty mosaic spinal, and this pack, which is pretty mosaic emerald dream. So those are some nice flowers to go there. You have some glitter, some little beads here, which I am probably, and look, mine came with a bonus little red bead mixed in from the factory. I guess we'll call it a bonus. A jar of some gloss gel medium from the Crafter's Workshop. This moon shadow mist from Lindy's Game, which is the Phantom Fuchsia. There, Phantom Fuchsia. And the labels, I haven't tested this one, but I've had other Lindy's Games. The labels are pretty accurate representation. And you just grab up some, well, it has the directions. Use warm water, put it up to that fill line that you'll find on your bottle, and let it sit for 10 minutes, and then shake it up before you choose. A dauber top, in case you want to, instead of spray, you can just rub that in. And this pack of ATC cards, and I really like the box too, but this is letter cards, alphabet. So there you have it, this month's Mixed Media Kit from Tres Jolie, with lots of Prima products in here. Some mediums, which will be getting put to good use. And this, which, if you want to be able to work inside, these tabs do bend up. There you go. Make your work a little bit easier, I guess. So you can take that back off, work on it, and put it back together, which is probably what I'll be doing. So I'm just gonna get things together, sit back, stare at it, think a little bit about which direction I want to go, and then I will be back with what I'm going to be doing for this birdcage. Okay, I think to start, I am going to mix up some of that gel medium, and I'm just going to grab up, there we go. Sometimes I keep old packaging around for mixing surfaces, so I'm going to mix up some of this gel medium here. I kind of have a plan going. And I'm going to put in some of this moon shadow mist. And then to give it some texture, I'm going to plop in some of those clear beads. And I'm just going to try to see, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to put some of those beads down with that gel medium on my surface here. And I'm putting some in the bottom. Okay, and now before that dries, I'm also going to give a little extra spray of this moon shadow mist. And then I'm just going to let it air dry. Once I get in the towel, make things a little less messy for myself. There we go. And so then I'm just going to give this a spray and let it pool and sit and soak in however it wants. Once this is finished drying, I will be back to work on my next part. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'm going to work on this part real quick. And this part is going to be doing the same idea here, but on the bird. Well, sort of the same idea. I'm not going to mix it in. I'm not going to use the glitter, or I'm not going to use the beads. I'm going to use glitter. But I'm going to still use this moon shadow mist to add color to my gel. And I'm going to brush it on. Okay, and I'm just going to sit that to dry as well. And I'm going to grab up just a little container I have. I just have this little jar, and I keep it around for times like this. And I'm just going to put this whole mix in here now, because I do have plans for more use with the glitter and that gel. So now I'm just letting all these dry, and then I'll be back. And I think this is actually going to be a rather quick, rather easy project to put together. Most of my time will be spent waiting for that gel to dry, but I think when I get back I'll be able to add my flowers in and add my bird, and hope that comes out the way I'm thinking it will. Alright, you can see some of that purple coming through on here. And down there those beads, that texture. And especially here, when it's next to the original color, you can see the bit of difference that Lindy's Moonshadow Mist is really making in there. So, I was looking at it, and I was thinking that I think I'm going to coat the rest of this in the Moonshadow Mist mixed with the gel medium. Not mixed up like with glitter or the beads, just mixed up. Just sort of make it into a paint. So let me just mix this up a little bit, and then I'm just going to brush it on the bars and the base here. And now, like I did on the back and the bottom, I'm going to give this a spritz everywhere that I had just coated. Alright, pretty sure this is dry. I can touch it, nothing's coming off. It doesn't really take very long when it's thin like that, a thin layer like that, and you can see there's the original color. And now I have given it just a bit of a purplish tinge on top of that metal, and doing that only using items that came in this month's kit. And then here's my back panel with some texture in there, and that texture is continued to the bottom of the cage. And then I have my little glittery bird here. And now, I really wanted to see if I could get this bird at the edge of this cage, which it might prove a little tricky, maybe. But this is really where I want to put this bird, sort of like it's coming out of the cage. So I'm going to grab up, I'm just going to start until I find, actually, that one might work. I think the bottle that came in the kit is just the right height. There. And my bird will sit there. Unfortunately, oh, okay. That's what I'll do. I'm going to grab up a palette knife. I'm going to put some of this on the bar that I want to set this on. And then I have to put the lid back on, because this is going to be just the right height to balance that tail on, to hold the bird along that bar while the medium sets up. And I'm gonna kind of try to clean up some of the excess, just like so. Alright, you can't really see this. I'm gonna use my phone and make a clip of what it looks like down here, and then I'm gonna insert it around in this area. I'm going to try to kind of work. I'm going to use this flower pack, the one that had these in it, and I'm going to try to get things sort of going over here. How they might work. Eyeballing it, I guess, for now. Just to see how the placement will work out. I'm not going to make it flat like this, which brings me to I may have to do something a little bit different there. First, I do know I want my leaves looking like they're in motion. So I'm going to start by kind of tacking them down in place at the top, where I know they won't really get away. Like so. So see if I can do that, then I can they kind of have a movement to them a little bit there. And then I'll put the other one, or the other end down. There we go. So that kind of holds them up in place, makes them look like they have a little movement. They're not just stuck flat to the back of the bird cage. Now to kind of try to place my flowers, which I'm thinking this big maroon one here is going to kind of get pushed up into the corner like so, and I'm going to adhere it at the base of this. Instead of on the back, I'm going to put it on the base. Just like that. Well, I didn't want it to be quite that messy, but there we go. No, there we go. Like that. I'm going to try to kind of build up a little stand of sorts underneath the flower. like that. Just like that. And then I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. And I'm going to try to line up, my flowers that'll be going on my back like this. And just like that. Everything's in place now. I'm gonna put this back together. Make sure that after it's together, everything stays where I want it. There you have it. And if these aren't exactly how you want them, now you can just find something. Use your fingers. Use a palette knife, the end of a paintbrush. Whatever's long enough to get in there that you feel like you can control. And just sort of push them in and move them around a bit how you want them. To get them exactly with what makes you happy. Let's say that, with what makes you happy with their placement. This is how I'm going to be leaving mine. You can see the glitter on that bird. That texture in the back and the bottom. And those flowers in place. So, actually, I had been thinking, I shouldn't say that this is how I'm going to leave it, because I was kind of thinking about adding in just a little bit more of the moonshadow mist on the flowers. Not a lot. I'm just going to kind of let it there. I don't know. There we go. If you don't push this down all the way, you can kind of just get heavy drops. And maybe just to sort of spread it out a bit. There. If you don't want to do with the spray or splatters, you can also just unscrew the cap and flick it off the end like so from the end of the tube there, and that will work out nicely as well. Or if you have a paintbrush, you can dip it in and use it in there to get some drops on. I'm going to let that dry now. Come back, take a look at it, and see if I'm happy with it and ready to leave it as is. My bird cage is complete. I'm going to leave it how it is now. You can see some of those splatters in there. This one, the shimmer from that Moonshadow Mist really shows up. You can see some of the darker spots just randomly in here. More of that shimmer. I have my bird coated in that glitter, and I have my back and my bottom with their own texture, where I mixed those beads in with some of the medium, some of the Moonshadow Mist, and you can see that the purple hue of that Moonshadow Mist now on the metal finish. So you can see this was the original color, and with just mixing in some of that Moonshadow Mist into that gel and brushing it on, I kept the rust color, but I kind of added a purple sheen to it. So everything I have done for this particular project, I did using only items from the kit. I used the glitter, the Lindy's spray, the medium, some of the beads, one of the packet of flowers, and of course the Birdcage. Thank you for joining us here at Tres Jolie. I hope that this inspired you and that you were able to follow along if you so chose to. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for the channel, so you'll be able to watch the other videos that come up from the other designers, and at the beginning of the month you'll get the reveal video that shows you what's in the coming kits. I'll see you again soon.